Hey folks, what's going on? We're going to do some artwork this morning. Give me a second here to get all my stuff up to speed here. Let's go to my channel, make sure that my signal is coming through clearly. I'll do some fast checking here. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Fast checking here. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. We'll leave it like that. Let's drop that down. I'm going to grab the link here real quick. I'm going to hit the social media posts real fast. It'll take less than a minute. If you're catching this in the future, you can skip ahead past the bump, and we'll be getting into some artwork today. Otherwise, for everyone else that's trapped here in space-time with me right now, hey, what's going on? My name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games. I illustrate them. I publish them online. I am creating content for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. It's a Eberron adventure called, you can see the book over here, Crystals of Mabar. It's for 7th and 8th level characters. We're fighting undead demons and necromancers in the Carnwood of Karnath on the continent of Corveric. And let's see. Everything is up to date now. We can get started. There we go. Yeah, so if you think this stuff is fun, like, subscribe. Thanks a lot to new subscribers yesterday. I really appreciate you folks for sticking around with me. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications when we're live in the future. Here's a bunch of books we've already created on the DMs Guild. They all have free previews if you want to check them out. This book cover we created back around episode 40. We're currently, clipping in around episode 574 of getting this adventure done. I'm looking at, it looks like we're down to about 11 illustrations. And then I'll be doing the hyperlinking and then importing the images into the document, making a PDF, and then publishing on the DMs Guild. So today, for those that are not indoctrinated already, here is the page that we're using. It's a PDF, which means it's a digital document, which means that 16:9 ratio on your phone allows us to be able to have the text fit as we please. Each individual column is also a 16:9 ratio, so you can look at a full page at a time on your device this way, or you can turn it sideways once it's actually a PDF and look at each image, each column separately. And each column has its own complete thoughts, so you really can just go column by column through the adventure if you want, but you really should read the whole thing, because this back end, these appendices that we're in right now, packs a ton of additional story and conflict information that the DMs can use to kit bash together into to modify the adventure or to inspire you to insert your own elements as you please. So where we're at today is this is a scene for the optional encounter Escape Prisoner. Enrica Floro is a scout of the Silver Flames. While her team was traveling within the Manifest Zone yesterday, they were ambushed by Karnathi soldiers. She and some of her team were captured and taken underground, held captive with a handful of villagers and other folk. If the adventure began in part 1 and the characters are now traveling with Enrica's friends, they recognize her as she's running to escape the cemetery. If the adventure began in part 2 at the edge of the Manifest Zone, Enrica instead tells the characters the other scouts have been captured and may still be held underground in part 3, area 11, the prison. She's eager to show the characters the hidden passage at Area 6 Northern Gazebo and join the party to rescue her allies. And then we've got the prison. If the adventure begins in part 2 or 3, the scouts in part 1, region B, are instead held here, disguised as local adventurers. If the characters make noise outside the chamber or look into the room, the scouts notice the characters and plead for help. Now, the scouts can help the other prisoners escape while the characters confront the Emerald Claw cultists in area 14. So we're creating this cemetery is dank with fog. It's fog obscures everything in the Manifest Zone, and so that's why we have this haziness. We're going to add another layer of haze here in the mid-ground. These will be guards looking for Enrica. Here is Enrica. This is not the correct pose for Enrica. I have to find a sleuthy, sneaky, stealthy pose for her. Hey, what's going on, Pinies? Piens. U-O-N, we forever Piens. That's how we pronounce the name. Thank you. I like where she's at. I like how the scene is sitting. I like the grit. See, the grit has really come in. It just sits nicely on this. Everything is filthy in the cemetery in the Manifest Zone because the fog is a necrotic rot. Good times. Okay, so we're gonna go on a quick hunt. Let's click over to here and let's do skulking thief as an illustration, and then let's go to image. Let's see if we can find a suitable pose for a skulking thief. Not good. Sneaky. How about sneaky thief? Sneaking rogue RPG. I bet that's going to yield good data. No, I don't want... She can't be armed, so the image that we're using right now is only when she's equipped and ready to go. So that's not a great pose. I want to find... Yeah, this is Linkmar. This is classic. Not what I want, though. I want more peeled back against the wall, like pressed against the wall, hiding sort of look. Maybe we'll find one. I don't know. People draw rogues aggressively a lot nowadays, so it's kind of hard to to dig through the ready to strike poses and get to. I hope they don't find me poses. Maybe we do RPG rogue hiding behind a wall. Nah, this is looking better. How you looking? Don't like that pose. What if we drop down here? I'm just looking for a reference for body framing. No. If I had been smart, I would have done this last night before I jumped on stream here. But alas. Nah, I don't like that. Hey, what's going on? How about just sneaking people? Oh, maybe. That might work. Sneaking person. Ooh. These characters are great. That's funny. Sneaking thief. I feel like I should put in RPG because these are all just cartoons. I had somehow imagined this would have been easier to find things. Less posy. If we can find something here in a minute, we'll go with it. Otherwise, I guess we'll just freehand it. I like finding poses to make it easier for me to make sure I get my anatomy right instead of just making it up. References are everything in art, especially in fantasy art where nothing actually exists. You have to approximate and guess what the pose would actually be if these things were real and photographable. But since they aren't, we have to make up a bunch of ideas and then find images that approximate what we're looking for. Sticks. Nice. This guy's a mug. I like it. That wasn't a bad pose, though. I don't like him laying down, though. I'm being picky now. You know what? What this has proven to me is that this is way too precise of a search. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dip out of that. And let's just freeform it. So I will conceal her for now. I want to keep our grid in mind. These are our hot points here and here. So I want her to be up and around in this area here. So we're gonna pull back into a round brush, and we'll just do some blocking. Circle brush for the eraser, 100%. Give it a tilt. Something like that. That's not a bad pose. This is oversized. Back where we started. Hiding behind a wall. Oh, thank you. I will give it one more search. Hiding behind a wall. Burp. Images. It's the hunch, you know, it's like that hunch down, peeking around the corner sort of look. These aren't horrible. You're right. This is kind of like what we're looking for. That's kind of like what we're looking for, but it's clipped too much for me to use. Good suggestion. This is the best result we've had so far. This is good. This is good. Ooh, that's pretty good. Let's look at that more closely. There's your wall edge. That's not a bad image. Good suggestion, Peens. I really appreciate that. Let's bring this up here and push it over that way. And let's hunt for just a little bit more. See what else. Ooh, that's not bad. It doesn't show. Not quite. Creeping. Overly creeping. Nope. We're looking. Give it another minute here, then we'll go back. We at least got something that's got the proper posture, gesture sort of idea. Not 100% what I want, but not bad. More. Let's see if we can find one more. Try this. Not quite what I'm looking for. Closer, though. Nope. Ah. Aha. I think this is what we're looking for. Okay. I think we can use that. Let's go with this. Free transform. Flip horizontal. Nice. Okay. There's my 20-minute timer. Keep it going. I got another hour left. Yeah, I got an hour left. This in. That's looking like a decent pose. I think that's going to work. Get rid of those. This is fine for now. I'll drop that. Let's bring Enrica back in. Copy paste. I'm going to carve up her body a little bit here. Let's put that back in place. Let's grab this. I'm rebuilding her structure to roughly conform with what we already have. That'll make it easier for me to look at like where are we actually at with this piece and make it line up properly. Flip horizontal. Transform. Be a bit more like that. here. Merge down. Merge down, I guess. Yeah. Cut, paste. Free transform. Extend this down. It'll be roughly like that. Merge. Copy, paste. Bring this over. What's up? Hey, Fox. Yeah, I guess they don't. That makes sense. What is up, Fox? I've had characters end up in the same place as the... Just rip. Well said, sir. Good morning to you. Disarmed. She has no weapons currently, so I'm just getting rid of those. Something roughly like that'll work in. I need to shorten this up a bit. Like that. Elbow along ribs. Fits here. Free transform. Free transform. Flip vertical. Something like that is starting to look right. I'm not opposed to. I'll be redrawing. I'll be like drawing over this entire character. Lift her head up a little bit. I think I can actually switch that leg around. Hold on. Where are you at? Free transform. Flip horizontal. Well, that's actually not a bad pose. I actually kind of like that. Merge down, merge down. Let's kick this leg just a little bit. really, really good. Let's grab here. Need to. Let's see. We want to free transform. Let's shift all of it just a smidge to get that angle going. And then I think I can bring this leg in. Let's bring maybe bring this hip in a bit. Seems right. This is wrong. Free transform here. I don't want to kill the energy. I'm starting to kill the energy. You feel the energy dying in there? What happens if I... Same place as the rose from the grave. I have had a the same places as they raised from the grave. They just started in a jail cell and ended up in a cell. I think he means evading capture, trying to not draw attention to themselves. I think that's what Fox means. Okay, I think I like how she's sitting. I want to reduce the size just a smidge. And where's my reference point? Not too far off target. Legs are looking a little long, maybe. Let's try dropping her down a touch. Well, this is working out nicely. Can I get a bit of more of a lean on her? Just up her size just a little bit. That's not looking bad at all. Very static again, which I'm not happy with. So I want to think about. It doesn't feel horrible, but No, that doesn't feel right.
What's up? Buy-ins. Standard prison camp campaign could be dope. You do not play to slay god. You play to screw over head wardens at the end between epic boss battles hidden in magic cotton fields and mine shafts. That's not a bad campaign, man. Can we kick this leg out a bit? Very transform. Let's give it a bit of a twist. No. There we go. Hey, we're finding it. That. Figure this out. There we go. Just do some sculpting here. It's actually looking pretty good. That's actually looking pretty good. I think, ooh, yeah. All I need to do here is just give that leg a little bit of a kick out like this, I think. Like that towards the camera. And keep this leg in a bit. Hey, what's up? By the way, any movies you watched this summer, Superman? I did see Superman 2025 this weekend. It was nothing like I expected it to be, though. It certainly felt like a Tim Gunn movie. So I didn't realize all Tim Gunn movies would feel like Guardians of the Galaxy, but yeah. I would say if you've been watching Homelander, that Superman movie makes perfect sense. And I therefore found out, I then had a hunch and realized that Tim Gunn was doing the Peacemaker series. So that makes the tone is certainly matches. I like that tone in general. I think it's great for TV. I don't think it was appropriate for Superman. Superman has, I guess, too much reverence or something. Like, I don't know. I liked. I don't remember what it was called, but there was like a horror movie where a Superman-like child was developing, realized that he was a god, and then started becoming a psychopath and abusive because no one could stop him and he didn't have good ethics. That was a good. That was a really good subversion of the whole Superman is our hero sort of trope. I liked how that turned out. This one, it was fun. It was silly as hell. I love Mr. Terrific, but it just didn't quite click with me. It felt more like world building for upcoming DC TV shows than it felt like a Superman movie. But having said that, I liked most of the elements that were involved with it. Yeah. I have no real complaints about it other than it was not what I expected, but I was there for the ride. So that was cool. I also watched 28 Years Later, which was a pretty good film. There was some weirdness at the end that kind of pulled me out of the moment, but I'm a big fan of zombie horror, and 28 Years Later did a pretty good job with it. I thought 28 Weeks Later wasn't very good. 28 Days Later was pretty good. 28 Days Later was scary. Welcome to the fast-running zombies. 28 Weeks felt a little like it lacked direction, and then 28 Years Later felt really good for like world building and shit. So I appreciated that. This is really starting to shape up how I wanted it to look. I have like a vague idea of what I want an image to be, but I can't properly visualize it in my mind fully. I can keep I have a compass. Like, you want to head in this direction, but I don't know if it's actually going to be there, like in the illustration, until I actually do the pixels. So a lot of times these are processes of discovery where I kind of go in blind, pardon the pun, and then try to figure out, like, how can we make this work? What can we do? How can we find this piece? And we just kind of discover it on the page as we keep hacking away at it, you know? Do like that. More of a twist in here like this. This is feeling really, really good.
I'm good with that. I'm really, really good with that. That actually feels pretty good. That's about what I was looking to do. So, bully, we done it. We found the pose. Now I need to clean it up so it looks proper. That old one, Man of Steel, was kind of off tone. Too brooding. Yeah, I will give you that. It was pretty comic accurate, like Superman up in the sky, Superman. Oh, right on. Yeah, fair enough. Was Gilbert missing something, I think. I don't know what FF4 is. Yeah, Man of Steel did feel off, honestly. Yeah, I would say I like the Tim Gunn version a lot better than I like the Snyder versions. By far. Like, absolutely. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Keep this around for color reference, because that's going to be important. Not bad. We did a not bad job with this. Okay, so now we got to figure out how to make it do proper. Oy vey. Let's see. It's like it's almost good enough, but if you look in on the details, it's not. You know, almost kind of like Dolly. Vaguely, it's accurate. Specifically, it's not. I have to deconstruct. This is intimidating. I have to deconstruct this and then rebuild it. I'm running away from this. I'm going to run away from her for now. I've got grit to do in the background. So I'm going to run away and leave her as she is for now. I'm going to go back here and muck up this this back gazebo a little bit because I call it running away. It is absolutely running away. I am attempting to let the process fall into place. So while it seems like Sir Robin ran away, it's actually part of a process. And we know we need to scum this up a little bit, so I'm just going to go ahead and scum this up a little bit while I contemplate our next move. Oof, that's a rough edge. I need to fix that. Clean up aisle me. There we go. Very good. Down into here. Parse this out properly. This is how I procrastinate pieces, portions of the piece that are intimidating me. I work on detail that just strengthen the piece overall, and that inspires me, TM, to rise to the challenge and resolve the thing that is inevitable. But I'm clearing the path and cleaning up my spirit in the project so that I can sally forth unfettered by fear. This back angle here is just wrong. I'm going to take all of this and then duplicate it, merge it. Now it's a single. Now it's a single layer because I need to drop this horizon here. Oof, not like that. Like this. I need to drop that down a little bit. A little bit more. There. Now it lines up. Which means the background's off now. So ground. Get out of here, scallywag. There's that. There's that. Color. That's where I want to be. Color. Thank you. Fill in that gap a little bit. What's up? Yes, this is the best part of Valor. Regroup so that I know where I'm at. Regroup and strategize. 100%, my man. Necessary steps for success. That actually helped. I'm absolutely intimidated by these soldiers down there, so I'm avoiding them. But I just cleaned this up. I don't have any real added area. I need to clean that up. I've still got a half hour. Let's be brave and get into it. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself, shan't we? All right, I'm ready for her. Rib cage going in here. I see text. What's up? The fear itself is a gnome with crossbow and fire arrows. My name is Fear Itself. I feel like I want to have her face bent. I gotta keep that line soft so her face reads feminine. For transform. Free transform. Still a bunch of little nitpicky stuff here, right? Just changing the angle a little bit on it and not making it look identical to the token that I'm pulling it from. Already know pixels were selected. Fair enough. Free transform. Let's tilt that a little bit more. This would be unethical, but it's my token, so I can do whatever I want with it. Merge those down. I'm happy with that. So merge those layers. Let's get her neck cleaned up a little bit in here. Get that sternocleidomastoid going. She doesn't have a face mask, so this place is going to poison her. So she's on a limited timeline. Let's let's bring that in. Bring that in. Bring that in here a bit like that. Can we get that? Yes, let's grab this line here. I need to have this this outline is important. There. That feels pretty good. Bring that in. That feels pretty good. This is working out, my guys. This is totally working out. I am absolutely thrilled. Get our hand figured out here. Nice. Okay, so I have to once a month, or actually this twice a quarter, or rather for 2 days each quarter. For 2 days each quarter, that's the way I need to say that. I go downtown in Seattle to my corporate day job in the office. We do a collective howdy do and some meetings and stuff like that, and I put in a day of work at an actual desk in an office instead of working remotely. And those days are tomorrow and Thursday, which means that I'm going to have to get up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and bounce out of here onto the bus by 6:30 a.m. It's currently 7:30 a.m. here now, so when I would typically be gearing up to do artwork, I'm going to have to happy-ass my ass down to downtown Seattle, which means I will not be able to have artwork in the mornings on tomorrow and Thursday, but we will resume our schedule on Friday. And I will be done with my downtown obligations for the month. Next month, I'll go downtown for probably a day. So I show up once a day each month, and then every quarter we do like a bigger event that's 2 days, and that quarterly is today. So that's going to interrupt my typical streaming schedule, but we'll be back. I'll be back Thursday night to do Spelljammer stuff for sure, and then back Friday morning to continue art like usual, and then the next 4 weeks or whatever will be typical
Monday through Friday, Phil doing artwork in the mornings. So, but we're going to have that break in the schedule. I just wanted to point it out because I won't be around tomorrow. And friends of the channel will probably notice that I haven't been streaming on Tuesday and Friday lunches lately, like I had been for months and months. I wanted to loosen up, ease up my schedule a little bit, just to soften it a little. So I have a little bit more offline time, just a little bit more like quote unquote me time. So I didn't have to push through my day to hope that I can get the stream on time, worry about the timing of the stream, the relevance of the stream, what type of content I was going to do. Just wanted to back off my schedule just a little bit for some mental health. I'm already feeling the scratch to jump back online during lunch times, but I'm not rushing myself into it. I want to just make sure that I remain happy and well nourished and balanced in my time. And if I feel like I have that balance, then I can potentially look at jumping back online on. Thank you.
20 minutes to go. I want to be stated.
Let's grab here. Right on like that. To win.
Merge down.
Put that in. Here like that. Put this all in together. There we go. Working our way down the body. So far, so good. So far, so good. We're making progress. Clickety clackety along like that. There we go. Folds a little bit here just to integrate her more properly into the piece.
Let's put it behind. Free transform. Give it a tilt. let's merge that down here, and then pull this up a little bit here, and bring that in. I like these mechanic type gloves. Gotta bring that in, like that a touch. Feels a little long. I think I want to grab here. Bring it up a touch. That, and then here. Like that. Grab more of this dark here, bring in some texture, and then a little bit of highlight. I want to see Naked Gun, the Liam Neeson Naked Gun. That actually, I've seen a couple of clips on the interwebs, and it looks legitimately funny. That feels about right. You can let that sit. Let's merge this down again. Bring in darkness down here along the belt line for the folding cloth. What's up? Though I prefer the British comedy like Mr. Bean. Oh, fair enough. I'm a big Monty Python fan. Monty Python's Flying Circus has made me laugh so fucking hard. I think my favorite Monty Python, if you're familiar with Monty Python's Flying Circus, my favorite skit from Flying Circus was when the sentient Vindaloos from outer space attended Wimbledon. They visited the planet because they thought they were better tennis players, and they were. They ended up winning Wimbledon. And I think they ended up being defeated by ravenous poor eating them with spoons. Monty Python Flying Circus, the Holy Grail, of course, was just inspired by God. Life of Brian is actually really funny. It's of the three movies I'm aware of. I think there's 3 Monty Python movies. It's Flying Circus, Life of Brian, and The Meaning of Life. And I like The Meaning of Life a lot. I think that's really funny. Life of Brian has some, obviously it's humor, but it's less. It's other than the aliens showing up, it's less random chaos and an organized story. the Holy Grail obviously has an organized story, but it's got a lot of random chaos thrown into it as well. Let's bunch that up around here like that. If we bunch up and extend the shirt like this, it sells the pose better. Feels pretty good. Actually, does feel pretty good. Okay, and now the legs. It's working our way down the body. There we go. Let's go with this. Out here, and then knee worked out here. Like that. Let's grab all of this. Cutty pasty, and now we'll distort. There. I feel like this can snug in a little bit better. So I want to distort, free transform, and distort. There we go. Nice and snug. So. This feels really, really good. And let's grab some of this. I'm not feeling compelled to detail the feet in particular. So I'm going to leave that like that. Do need to get the angle of this kneecap correct. Down.
this up a smidge. And boots. Again, I don't feel particularly compelled to detail her feet a lot. They are hardly consequential, and they're blending down into the grit. So I just want to leave them as just silhouettes. Perfect. She's looking good. That feels really, really good. I'm very happy with that. Enrica's looking good there. Cheers, gal. Now we can add in some loose shadow here just to ground her into the pillar a little bit better. I bet we're almost out of time. 7:48? Yeah, perfect. Fucking perfect. This really worked out. I need to trim that back a bit. Drill in there. Disperse that a little bit. Feels good. There. Holy shit, that feels really good. Nice. Oh, right on, Pines. See you later, my guy. And that's going to be it for me as well. I'm going to go ahead and hit the brakes for now. When we come back, I'll be out tomorrow and Thursday. I'm going to be back on Friday. We'll start in on the guards that are looking for Enrica. And so far, everything's coming along really fantastic. So here we have, again, here's the page. I've got like a hot minute. Let's take a minute here. And let's rebuild these things. There we go. Smudge down these edges here like that. Blend them in. Blend to win. Blend to win. If throughout the work, if an illustration is against a corner or a wall, we'll have it actually go and hit that border. If it's free in any borders of art or whatever that are free floating inside the page, I do a fuzzed edge like this faded edge. And then I create layers for horizontal and vertical surfaces like that. We just fade those out. I'm going with this motif because fog and limited and hazy visibility is a constant. Once you get into the manifest zone, there's haziness everywhere. So I wanted to go with this hazy theme to the art to reinforce that idea of fogginess everywhere. And that's my timely timer to tell me it's time to kick out of here. So it's going to take another hot minute here to resolve these borders here real quick. Here I'm just playing with frames a little bit, it's fun. I like that. Fade that in. I can bring this down like this. And then I can grab just like that, and then free transform and just pull that down a little bit, just to give it a little bit more size. Go back to our references here. Do that. There. Okay, so we're good to go for now. Actually, gazebo here real quick. Sorry, my brain is melting. Just need to tag that in there real quick. Get some grit down there. Perfect. Okay, cool. Gazebo's good, Enrico's good. So the guards are the next thing. The guards are the last thing we need to do. I'm going to bounce out of here for now. That's it, guys. I'm out of here. I'll be out tomorrow and Thursday, but I'll be back Thursday night to continue working on Spelljammer, and we'll be back on Friday to continue working on this piece. And man, it's really coming along. I'm really thrilled with this. So I will see you guys on the other side. Thanks so much. Yeah, later. Bye.